to set up your paracord making station, you're going to need some clips and some zip ties. So the first thing you want to do is take 2 zip ties, well, 1, and zip tie it around your leg. Now this part here, the part that points out, that will be pointing out on your chair, on your desk leg, and take this part and put it right through that part there. And don't tighten it yet, because you're going to have to take another one. And then the same thing with this one, you want this part pointing out when you're all done with it. So this one, put it up through the loop that you already started to make there, and make sure that you have your paracord clip, and you're going to want to put the one that has prongs in it on this end. So you'll slide that in there, making sure that the curved side is facing down. And you'll put this through here. And when you start to hear it zip a little bit, you're good there. And then you can tighten up the one that is on your desk leg. So tighten that one up all the way. And this excess can be cut off later. And then this one here, you can tighten it up, not all the way. You want to leave a little behind, like that. And like I said, that can be cut off as well. All right, so we're gonna add the second clip onto our chair then. You're going to want to put it on the back of your chair, right on this part. So same as before, we're gonna wrap this around the base there, making sure this part is pointing out. Take it, and as soon as it makes that zip noise, we can add on our second piece, just like we did before. We're gonna go up through, making sure this part's pointing out, and we are going to put our clip in there that the pronged ends go into, making sure the curved side is facing down. So put that down through there, and as soon as it zips, we're good on that end, and we can tighten this end up on our chair. Now all the excess can be trimmed off using a fairly decent pair of scissors. So just trim off close, trim off close, trim off close, and trim that off. And now we have our paracord making bracelet station. All right, now we're going to string our paracord through our clip and make it look like this, so we can get ready to create a paracord bracelet. The first thing you do is you take your paracord and just take the 2 ends, line them up together so you have it perfectly lined up, perfectly in half. And then you're going to take your clip, and you want to make sure that you're going through the pronged side. It has to be going through the pronged side, and you're going to be coming up through with those 2 pieces and keep on pulling them all the way until you get down to the end, and then leave a little bit left, and then take those 2 pieces and put them right down through the opening, pull, and that's how it should look on this end. And then make sure that your paracord doesn't cross, and you're going to go right back up through the other end. And then this, once again, making sure that there's no crosses between on your paracord. And this bracelet is ready to be made. Okay, so our paracord's ready to be made, our paracord bracelet's ready to be made. We unclip, and the end that the prongs go in, clip onto the pronged one obviously, and then the other side gets clipped into the other end. So to figure out how long our paracord bracelet is roughly, if we have 6 feet of paracord, we can make about a 6-inch paracord bracelet. So we can use our ruler just to measure out and get right about 6 inches. It doesn't have to be exact, but we want to be close to what we're dealing with so we don't run out of paracord. So I got about 6 inches there, and I can slide my chair whenever I need to tighten or loosen. I can slide my chair forward or back to make sure that my working area is tight. So to start out, I have both my strings going through there, and I'm going to go down the middle with each of them. So both of them are right down through the middle, and I tighten up, because the tighter I keep this, the better off I am. And then with the left hand side one, I'm going to pull that to the left side. With the right hand side one, I'm going to pull that to the right side. And on the right hand side one, I'm going to loop up and through and pull to the other side. Now every single time from here on is going to be exactly the same. I take my top, so I have a top one and a bottom one. I take my top one and put it through the middle. Make sure it's tight, loop around, back through the middle. Then I pull it over. So my top one now became my bottom one. Then I do the same thing with the top one here. I put it through the middle, pull it through, and then loop it up around, back through the middle, and pull it through. And then I do that top one became the bottom one. So it's the same thing. I do go through the middle with the top one, up around, back through the middle, and the top one becomes the bottom one. And then I do the same thing with the new top one. So we'll just continue right down with this process the whole way through. And you can keep taping. So top one, through, over, back through, new top one, through, over, back through.
And every time you come back through, you gotta make sure you push it up to make it nice and tight.
Yes, good point, Chase. So when I come back through here, the whole thing with making a nice paracord is making sure that you keep everything tight here. So I push this up, make sure my chairs are nice and tight, push that up through just to make sure that these don't get loose, because the tighter these are, the nicer my paracord is going to be. And then we continue right along with this whole process the same way. So the top one goes through, loops around, and then back through and becomes the bottom one. And we keep going the whole way through with this. So every time I'm pushing up, making sure everything stays tight. Through the middle, back through, becomes the bottom. Push up, make sure it's tight.
It'll get harder once you get solid through your holes. But once you get so far down, you actually want to leave a little bit there. That way we can tie it off at the end.
Yeah, actually, you want to pack it in as tight as you can get it here still, though, because we're going to have we're going to have enough left over to then tie tie a knot in the very end. So I keep on going the same way, and I push that back, and I want to get as much in there as I can. I want to get as tight as I can. So when I can't fit any more through, that's when I'm going to be done. So I fit this through probably one more time. Sometimes it helps if you have a pencil, better than scissors, to push down through so you don't cut anything, but give it a little push down through there. And it works well when it's right here, when you have one on one side and one on the other, and then you just simply make an overhand knot. So got my one side, got my other, come up through, and then just like your first step of tying your shoe, go through and pull it tight. Pull it tight, and then these can be cut and cauterized, and your bracelet is done.